Well, hello. It's early morning, just after 6:30, and we're looking at the DAX. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who've been following this little series on the DAX, I'll be spending a little bit of time early morning just showing you how to, well, trade a market before you go to work. And the idea is to kind of build up a small balance and hopefully turn it into something worthwhile. That's the general idea anyway. So if that sounds good, please click the little subscribe button, smash the like, because it genuinely helps, but more importantly, motivates me to do more of this. So where are we up to and why am I doing it in the first place? Well, let's have a little look. Kind of 3 days into it, what I'm doing essentially is I am building up a £500 balance, because that's all I dropped in the broker, just £500. And the idea is to just grow it ever so slightly each day, but hopefully with one single trade. And why is that? Because most of us work. And because we work, we haven't got the luxury of sitting in front of a screen all day. But depending on the times that you work, this is just to show you it's feasible. Now, I've done this sort of thing where I've done it at the end of the night. Now, at the end of the night, you're better off being in some form of swing trade. Why? Because the market's calmed down. They're very quiet. And when I'm talking end of night, I mean my end of night. I live in the UK, so my end of night is sort of from 5:30 onwards. And my beginning of the day is kind of 6:30 onwards, like today. But in the morning, and pretty much right through up to about 5:30, the markets are very buoyant. And one market that is incredibly buoyant at this time in the morning is the DAX. And that's what we're looking at here. Now, I call it the rotation. It's because markets do rotate all the time. And you see that. You know, that's what the waves are. They're rotating. And it's really just a trade that gets you in and gets you out relatively quickly. Or at least that's the theory anyway. But you can set and forget it. It's one of those beauties. So this is the stats. We've done it a couple of days. We've got 3 clear days running. Yesterday, it could have been better. It was just one of them things. I pulled the stop in a little bit too tight, too quick, and it clipped me out. But a win is a win, and it's that simple. Why did I do it? Because the account is small. And because it's small, I can't kind of let it take any damage. Not big damage anyway. Because you do have to have your stops relatively wide. The DAX is a vicious market. All markets are vicious, really, if you think about it. And I believe in managing trades rather than just putting an arbitrary stop in. I don't think they work. In fact, when I speak to many traders who are successful, they don't work. They sort of manage their trades. But then you have other traders that sort of, they don't mind being stopped out over and over again because they are looking for the big runner to pay it all off. And that's not a overly bad strategy either. It's just it plays havoc with your mind, and it's something that I personally can't do. I like to see a higher win rate and manage the trade. It's just my personality, because personality, believe it or not, will have a lot to do with your trading. The charts and what have you are relatively easy. The hardest part of trading is you. So let's have a look, see what we're up to. This is what we'll be monitoring on, and I'll keep an eye on that each time. Onto the DAX. The black line vertical just represents my start time, 7 o'clock. And if you saw on the sheet, it says don't start before 7. Why is that? Because the spreads are massive. And it's a hard time to start trying to trade because the market's got a long way to go to get through the spread. So 7 o'clock, but also it adds a little bit of, how do we put it, consistency to your trading. You know at 7 o'clock every day, that's when you start. Spreads tightening up. It's almost like you're turning up for work at the same time each day. So what am I doing and where am I going? Well, it's zoned out. As you can see, it's ready. Just so. I'm going to let it work its magic, and I will be going long. And the idea is to get up to roughly around this area here. That's the game plan. It's a bit early yet, so what I'll do is I'll just pause the camera and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to place a trade.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, so it's 2 minutes to 7. Put some sort of target points on the screen in an ideal take profit area. And what's that? Just the dotted lines. They're just kind of like a ladder. And the green box is roughly where I want to get the price to. What are the relevance of them? Nothing. Nothing at all. I just like visual aids when I am trading. It's why you see me with zones all over my screens. They just help me build a picture in my mind of what I am trying to achieve, shall we say. Kind of a, how should we say it, visual roadmap, shall we say. And the idea is that it gives places where I can pull stops to and things like that. And I just wanted to sort of represent it on the screen for you. So it's not quite ready, but what I'm going to be doing is, it's no big change to how I normally trade. There is certain criteria that the market rotates to that I'm looking for, and it does happen most mornings. There is mechanical ways of doing this. Personally, they don't fully work. And why is that? Because the markets are living and breathing. You need a little bit more than just because it's 7 o'clock. Right, so what we're doing is, it's come to 7, so I'll do my thing and I'll come back to you at the end. There we go, guys, all done. It's just turning 7:30, so 25 minutes maybe, and the job is done, and it's gone right into the green zone that I've marked out. Hardly went against me. If it was going to go against me, well, then you have to let it breathe a little bit, but the theory is correct. It is surging a bit more. One thing I'll say about when you see a market go past your target, never worry about it. the chances of you getting the exact top is pretty slim. If you can get there or thereabouts, be happy. But also be happy with the targets that you set. And if it's 10 pips you want, be happy with 10 pips. And that way it helps with the psyche. So there we go. It's job's done. And if you look at where it's stalling, it's pretty much exactly where I marked it in. It stopped. In fact, it stopped dead on the black line that I've marked, and now it's repelling. So, again, levels are key, you know, and that's the thing. And once you've been around the charts a long time, you can start picking out exactly good turning points. And there you go. There's proof of pudding. Seen this operated way before the trade was taken, and look where it stopped. Bang on that level. So what's it done? Well, there you are. There's yesterday's deal ticket, so you can see it's following on. We didn't increase the bid yesterday because we didn't break 15 pips. It's kind of a target figure that I have that I edge it up once it's done 15. Well, today we've done 11.48, so let's see what that... Oh, talking of things. Hello, my love. You got no clothes on again?
It's early.
Lovely. You going in the shower? Well, I'll come with you.
You have caused confusion and delay, and terrible trouble to my trousers.
See, I watched a video of some young kid about a day in the life, and said he got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, had a cold shower, and listened to whale music and everything.
Are you serious?
Look at that, lark. I've traded a long time, and I know a lot of traders. Nobody does that. But what we do is get in the shower wingy. Well, they don't get in the shower wingy, but I am.
You dirty old man.
Oh, dear me, I'm knackered. I need a holiday. Right, sorry. Oh, I was having a moment there. Let me have another one.
Hello.
That was a good moment. Right. Let me see. What I've lost my train of thought now. Winky walking around half naked. Hey, dear me. You should love your life and you should love your wife. And I certainly love mine. Where we go. Right, okay. So, we're still on about 10% risk. I know it sounds a lot. And in fairness, it is a lot. But you have to let them breathe. I'm not bothered about the percentage of it. I keep an eye on the money. And all I want is the stop out of the way. It's a hard stop. But that's just the maximum risk. Doesn't mean to say that's where I'm going to put the stop. All it means is if I'm looking at it and I have two structure points, they have to be within that tolerance. If they're not within that tolerance, then it's too much to bear. So it might only be half of that. But that is as much of a load as the account can take. So when you've heard me talk about stops before and I keep them completely separate, I do. I just look at the maximum load the account can take and then I work from there. And as long as it's within that load, I'm happy. Okay, so these are not definitives. All right, we were at 56p and we did 11.48. So if we put that across there, and we've had another winning day. All right, so we've had 4 days off the belt, and this one went over target quite a bit. Actually, I'll show you how that bit works, because I never filled it in properly, did I? Right, 53145. That was our target for today. There we are. We went over it by 363. Basically, all it is, it's to get to this goal here in 12 months is £166 a month, $769 a day. So that's kind of 1.5% of the initial balance when we started, and it'll keep going. And it gives me a target Now that target needs to exceed that, and then all it does is it just pops into there for the end of day goal, roughly how far I need to be, and then it works it out, and we've gone over it by 363, so that tells me it's time to stop for the day. And that's the other side of this thing. Don't overtrade, and that helps me. That's my day target. Day target's achieved, stop. All right, simple as that. Have we achieved more than 15 pips? Yes, we have. So we're going to edge that up now for the next trade to be 59. Simple stuff, guys. So we're ahead of the game. We have, in 4 days, put a 7% increase onto the target with 1 setup, 1 time, and 1 trade. Simple as that. So there we go. Have yourselves a great one. That's it now till Tuesday. The thing with this kind of strategy is I don't trade much on a Monday morning anyway. When I do trade on a Monday, it's normally from 12 o'clock onwards, so kind of discounts this. You have a day off on a Monday. So that's it. I'll be back to it on Tuesday next week, and we'll just continue till you guys are bored with it. But there we go. Have yourselves a good one, and as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all on the next one.